Independence Day, and you did some work there with a local product who had a small part in it by the name of Will Smith. And I was wondering, if you had any stories of working with him on the set, or what the experience of that was like.
Well, I first worked with Will Smith in another movie called Where the Day Takes You. That was one of his first movies. I think he did that before he did 6 Degrees of Separation. Which sort of launched him. The role that he played in 6 Degrees of Separation launched him into film roles after he was transitioning from Fresh Prince. Nicest guy you'll ever meet. He's just a charmer, professional, fit as a fiddle. I mean, the guy's really strong, really fast, really fit. Gift of gab, and he can talk a mile a minute. But what I liked about him so much was the way he would relate to Judd Hirsch and Jeff Goldblum. They would get into this. We were out on the Bonneville Salt Flats doing scenes, and I think the end it was 130 degrees in the sun, and everyone was just pounding down emergency and Gatorade as much as we could. And for some reason, Judd Hirsch and Jeff Goldblum broke out into a Jewish Death of the Salesman. And Will Smith started just jumping right in with them. I want to be Biff. I want to be Biff. So he was just a kind gentleman, just a wonderful soul, and it was an honor to meet him and work with him. He's a huge star now. So.
All right, thank you.
That's all. Thanks for pulling.
First off, happy Father's Day.
Salute.
I have 2 quick questions. I'm a big fan of the show Chuck. I love your work on there. Everyone watch it Friday at 8, so us Chuck fans can get another season.
Yeah, right.
You
got a Firefly spot. Right next to
everyone, please write to get Firefly back as well. Thank you.
Yeah, Nathan, quit Castle, do Firefly. That's good. We can hope.
But my first question being, now that Morgan is the intersect, and you've kind of grown. Well, spoiler alert.
Too late. He's kind of sort of has maybe or something.
He put on sunglasses. That's all you need to know right now. I'm trying to keep it less spoilerish. But anyway, now that he is what he is, we'll say, Sarah kind of mentored Chuck when he had it, and now that over the past season we've really seen Casey grow as you saw him from this military man to a father figure, and now he's still a combination too. Is he going to be the more mentor to Morgan kind of in this upcoming season,
It's going to be awesome. I would presume so. It hasn't been written yet, obviously, but I think it's probably going to go in that direction. Just because the way Gomez and I work together is just hilarious. He's so fun.
My second question being, yesterday I saw you singing the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I told my sister she loves the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and she just wanted to know, what do you think how this album's going to sound now that John Frusciante is not with the band for this one?
Well, I'm a fan of One Hot Minute, so he wasn't on there. It was Navarro. There are a couple of great tracks on there, brother. Come on. Walkabout's pretty cool. I presume it'll be awesome as well.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Keith. My buddy TJ back there, earlier you said you like to give hugs, so basically I came up here to get a hug from you.
Is your nickname Bear? There's that God echo again.
Question and a comment. Comment first. When you're doing photo ops, could you please have a milk crate or step stool?
Dear Froggy?
And question is, do you know if you'll be back for Mass Effect 3? Will Kyle Rieger be in Mass Effect 3?
I haven't been asked yet.
Well, they better.
Yeah, well, right, tell them that.
I will. Yeah.
I don't even know what their time frame is.
I believe it releases next April, so anytime.
May already know, I don't know.
March 9th?
March 9th. That's my buddy from grade school's birthday. Any of you have like grade school buddies, you remember their birthday because you went to their birthday parties? I lost track of this guy for 30 years, and I ran the stunt guy that was on Chuck. He lives in the same town as my buddy from grade school. He goes, I just ran into your friend, and here's his number. So we reconnected after 30. It was awesome. He's married. He went to the same college as my daughter. So,
Thank you.
yeah, appreciate it.
Hi, I just want to say, first of all, thanks for being here. It means a lot to all of us for the stars to come down here and meet the fans. But my question is, on Firefly, the character of Jane, I found really interesting, and his background didn't really get to be explored in the course of the show. So I was wondering if you could possibly share some of like what you constructed for his background, or what Joss gave you for how he got to where we see him in the show.
We were speculating on where he would go. We never really got there because we were under the cancellation hammer pretty soon. So we had speculated that he was sort of a middle-class guy whose parents were just in a regular neighborhood. And he just found himself as I was kind of a screw-up middle-class kid too. It's easy to let that happen if you're not, especially if you're the product of a divorced family. You can get lost in a broken home. So that's the way I sort of imagined him, was a guy who had a pretty normal childhood and had ended up looking for adventure to get away. I was hoping to meet his mom, and I think we would have met his mom eventually because, you know, the last clue with the hat, which has become sort of iconic. It's great. Yeah? As Mal? Come on. The original hat, there were two original hats. One the woman that crocheted or knitted it, I guess it would be Dave, kept it. And the other one I kept and auctioned it off for charity. Went for $5,000 to a charity. Marine Corps Law Enforcement Foundation. But Jane's family, we never really got too far down the road, but that's basically was a thumbnail sketch of who he was and where he came from.
Just a quick addendum. Do you think what role did you have in the war? Do you know? Or?
I think he was a conscientious objector. What's the antonym of conscientious?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Slam, and this is my daughter Lizzie. Big fan of your work. I have a daughter who's in college for theater, and what I would like to know is what advice you would give to somebody who's striving to be a professional actor.
Have another skill that you can make money at?
Well, as a parent, that's one of my fears, because becoming an actual employee, able to live off your craft, actor, is equivalent to being a professional athlete. There's a lot of people who try, and a lot of people that crash and burn.
Right.
So
yeah, she needs to do that. I would say don't be a theater major. Be like a business major or an engineering major and minor in theater. That would be my advice as a parent as well. My wife's philosophy was we would never drive our kids to audition. They'd have to get there on their own. So, you know, you can't stop them from doing it if they have the wherewithal to get there, obviously. One word, don't. But you can't stop love. If they're driven to do it, they're going to do it. But it's good to have these cynical voices in their ear as well, because, you know, it's a tough world out there. And your daughter, you say?
Yes.
It's a lot, it's harder for women than it is for men. It's a shorter term process, a period of opportunities for women in the business. It just is.
I mean, she's also taking directing classes, and she's a
Well, that's what she should do. She should be writing. Read and write as much as she can. Because when the in front of the camera or on stage portion is finished, at least you have that body of work that you can carry forward and become a producer. So I would recommend doing that. Learn all the ins and outs of the business, learn how the camera works and all that stuff. Learn how what it's like to put on a play, be a stage manager, all that stuff. So if she learns that's extra skills, then she'll have something to fall back. Okay.
Hi, Adam. Me again with Dan Tag. Thank you for signing that, by the way. Also, thank you for complimenting my daughter. Who is still being noisy back there somewhere.
That's okay. Don't give her a microphone.
Audrey.
No. Bad daddy.
I had a question along the same lines as parenting. As you met, I have a little girl. What part should I just chain her in the basement?
Doesn't work like that. What you need to do as a daddy is sit her on your lap and teach her to read and teach her to love to read. And just that will open up the lines of communication and trust with you and her for your whole life. And she can actually, and then the rest you're going to have to rely on mom. You don't like to have to trust mommy to teach her what's, that stuff. The rest of it, Bubba, you just love on that girl. That's all you can do.
And one more thing. Before you got in here, we all tried to sing the hero of Canton. And we got about through the chorus and stopped there.
How's it going? Right? That happened.
Would you sing it along with us?
It wouldn't be prudent.
Thank you for your time.
I sang that on film, man. You can go look at it on YouTube. If you hold that up to the microphone, if you hold that song up to the microphone, I may have to come and tackle you. Don't do it.
None of my coworkers like Firefly. I think we should all go there.
You need to quit.
I know.
Hi. So I have two questions for you, both relatively silly. The first one, who's more fun, Jane or Casey?
Troublemaker.
I like to cause mayhem.
Yeah. Gene. Only because he can really chew furniture. Casey's a lot more reserved and he has to be more of a sniper. Whereas, Jane can be a bull in a china shop. So, dynamically, Jane is the broader, more fun character to play. Just as a pure acting exercise. Casey pays a lot better. So, I'm torn. Troublemaker. Security.
My second question is, I'm a film student now, and it's so apparently obvious in pretty much almost every episode since the second season of Chuck about the product placement. Because that's Subway. Something. Toyota?
Is it what?
The product placement, does it ever seem to get in the way of acting, of having to pitch these products? Or is it something that's just some of it's seamlessly and some of it's not? How is it for you as an actor?
It's like Metallica's Black Album. It's a sellout. One hot minute for the Chili Peppers. Sellout. Hey, it pays the bills. And we embrace it because the model of broadcast television, as everyone knows, has changed. People have so many opportunities just to TiVo and fast forward through it. So how can advertisers justify the expense? Blah, blah, blah. So, and it's not a bad product. It's not like it's, I don't know, tampons or something. Those are not bad products. Don't get me wrong. Sandwich is easier to sell with Big Mike and they chowing down on the tuneroni than it is to, the gals chatting about, fresh and easy disposables. So, you have to have a balance of products that you're placing. It's easier to place a sandwich on screen. Security.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. What's your name?
TJ. I'm the TJ that bet him he would come up here and hug you.
Oh.
I watched him from the back of the line slowly come up. I'm like, he's gonna duck out eventually.
Oh.
Didn't happen.
Happy to do it. Does he have a heart on the? Is he the one?
No, I'm the one with the.
You're the one with the heart?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he's the one that actually suggested you doing that.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
what was your best memory of filming Full Metal Jacket?
Best memory. Actually beating Stanley at chess once when he told me, because he would crush me, and eventually when I did beat him, he said, the only reason, because he was probably expert level. For the chess players out there, that's pretty good. I have a little program on here called Shredder that is, anybody that has an iPhone and likes to play chess, Shredder's good. That's rated me like a 1500 and change, 1530. So I'm like below club level, not competitive. I can play the game, but I'm not.
Yeah.
He was at expert level because he played when he was growing up in Washington Square Park in the Bronx. So he would just crush me. Just if you ever played a good chess player and you're or a better chess player, they don't make a bad move. And so he never did. But finally, he got distracted, and I beat him. And his line to me was, "Well, the only reason you beat me is because I have so little respect for your game that I blundered." I thought that's great. He's still not. He never played me again.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
And, I was actually talking to my dad outside to wish him Happy Father's Day, and he just wanted me to say if I did come up here that he's a huge fan, and he loves you on Chuck and loves you on that spot. So
Thank you. Send my love back.
awesome.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's see. Well, I just want to thank you. It's nice to meet someone that isn't 5 foot nothing, naturally. I'm taller.
Oh, heightist. I like it. Quiet, shrimps. That's all that talking.
There's something I've always wanted to know. Years ago, back before the internet, when everything was available at your fingertips and you were still a struggling actor, did you ever let like a casting director confuse you with the Baldwins or use that to your advantage to try to get a part? I always remember that years ago, that was always a thing. Everyone always wanted to know if you were related to them.
I did my Bodyguard in 1979, came out in 80, I did Ordinary People, so I was kind of, I had my foot in the door before Alec broke so I never really see a downside to it. I think I have my own established thing that I'm doing as me, and I know all 4 of them. I've met them several times, some more than others. I've worked with 2 of them in different movies. So I don't see really a downside of being associated with those guys. They're very talented actors, some more so than others. I think Alec is hilarious. What?
Oh, I did.
Did I ever exploit the name while I was struggling?
Yes.
No.
Hi. I was going to ask you if you were going to be returning in Mass Effect 3, but someone beat me to that, so thanks a lot, man.
Plan B.
But one of my favorite Chuck moments was when Chuck came to ask you and Morgan for advice, and you were both eating breakfast or something like that, and your emotions were synchronized. Was that difficult for you to film that, to get the movements down together, or did it just come naturally?
No, it was difficult. We had to rehearse that a lot just to get the timing right.
Yeah, I
But-
imagine that would be.
And it's frustrating because you want to serve the clock and the crew. I think if I recall correctly, we were shooting on a Thursday, and the goal is to get out of work before midnight on Friday. If you can get out by 10 o'clock, all the better. If you're out by 8 or 7 or 8, you're golden, because the turnaround to Monday, you've got to be back at 7 a.m. on Monday. So it's frustrating. It's challenging to overcome that frustration of you want to get it done fast, but when you have a joke that is reliant on the props being synchronized and correctly, then in the rehearsal period, you have the crew going, let's go, come on. And yet, to make it right, you have to rehearse it, so it takes a little time. So it did take probably took an extra 2 hours of rehearsal time just to get that right. So that's just, you have to do it. And you have to look at the director and say, we just have to work this out. Just have to map it out where the thing is. And that's not even that complicated a scene. And there's some that take a lot longer. So that's why when you see a big hit TV show, they have 10 days to do an episode. Chuck has had 7. So it gets to be crunch time at times, but you just muddle through it. Hopefully he'll hit some home runs and some singles too.
I just wanted on the record that I came up with the Mass Effect question first.
What's your Twitter handle? Noted. At me. Came up with the. Is there an at me? At narcissism.
Hi, Audrey again.
Hi,
Who owns Firefly? Could Science Channel make new episodes if they wanted to?
Has anyone watched the Science Channel when they were replaying it? They go, oh, new episode. I saw that on Raw. Really? Hey, how come I'm not in it? Wait a minute. Nathan, what the hell is going on? Did you hear Adam? We killed you. Aw. That was just stupid Twitter. No. Who owns it? I think, well, Fox owns it. Fox owns Firefly, yeah, and Universal owns Serenity, or they have a deal between the two studios. But maybe they could do a fire sale. Firefly fire sale. And then Nathan own it and do it in his hiatus. Do a movie in his hiatus.
For jobs.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think Castle's going to be around for a while.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rob, big Firefly fan. I think Janestown might be my favorite episode. It's because of the utter look of confusion on your face for the entire thing. but that deviates from my question. My question is, do you still talk to Jewel, and can you introduce me?
Jill and I cross paths occasionally online, but she lives up in Vancouver. So we've drifted apart, all of us, sadly. But we do see each other occasionally from conventions. And
She's in LA now.
did she move down? See? See? Maddie's nicer than she is.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta go through Maddie to get to Jewel. You don't have to go through me.
Okay.
Maddie. But I could introduce you next time.
We don't already do that.
Good afternoon, my name is Mike.
Mike?
Actually, yesterday you were nice enough to sign my DC Cab album.
So amazing.
And I actually, since all the way from Albert Hockenberry up to Casey.
Wait a minute, stop time out. On that album,
Yes, sir.
what are your favorite tracks?
Iron Care's The Dream.
Okay, The Dream, and what else?
DC Cab, the opening thing for the movie.
Okay, and what else is on there? Because I'm trying to recollect. Was Electric Avenue? Was Electric Avenue?
As far as I know, no.
Oh, because I wrote that.
Actually,
Sorry to interrupt.
I'm glad you recall things. Well, first, from Albert Hockenberry all the way up to Jane and to Casey, you seem to do they're heroic characters. Do you seek out, or do people just happen to offer you characters with that kind of depth?
Like James Mason said, I never played a villain. I think you have to approach every role as a hero, so I don't know if I've been given those as heroes. Just try to play them that way. Don't always succeed, especially in my younger years, especially in like Corman Sci-Fi movies. I had to denude myself.
And actually, the second thing, since you seem to recall time back then, when they were doing the chase scene at the end and you were in the van over into the cab, were they actually moving and were you doing that stunt?
Some of it was poor man's process, where they just, it really is poor man's process too, because they'll put a screen and they'll have grips with 2x4s underneath the bumper. Okay, the car's moving. Which reminds me of Independence Day while I digress. There's a scene where the alien is behind the big plexiglass, whatever the hell it is, the not bulletproof glass. And the alien is doing the mind meld on the president. And he's kind of getting uncomfortable. And the alien's there, and the alien's kind of like, woo! Tentacles, right? Well, those tentacles were attached to production assistants just out of frame. And the production assistants had to go like this with the tentacles. So that they would be all goopy and whippy. And Roland Emmerich was a bit of a sadist to these guys because he did at least 10 extra takes saying, I just want to see them, the tentacles again. Faster! More tentacles, please! And these production assistants, shoulders, Poor young guys, he ran them through the ringer on that. DC Cab, I think we did some second unit stuff out by the tracks and then some stuff poor man's process.
Thank you.
2x4s. Hi.
I'm Maureen.
Maureen.
You actually have played a villain. I was going to be asking you about your role in Angel and as Marcus, and if you had any favorite experiences from that to share, and was it strange to transition from that role over to Jane, which was a very different character on a Josh show?
Marcus Hamilton was a girl. What Mason meant by I never played a villain is I never played him as a villain. You know, you play, even though he does villainous things. Alan Rickman's the prototypical example in Die Hard. They love him, you hate him, they love to hate him. So, the best acting teacher I ever had, he taught me always play the positive, find the positive. I don't always do it perfectly. And when actors are either ill-prepared or being lazy or not as, what's the word I'm looking for, talented, they will default to that indication of anger. And that's something I always try desperately hard to avoid.
He was very calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But enjoys it. I'm doing this for your own good. I'm killing you for your own good. And that's what a villain should that's the proper way to play it, beat-wise. So, what was your question about
Did you have any sort of favorite scenes or favorite stories from your experiences on that series?
On Angel?
On Angel, yeah.
Well, Boreanaz was very nice to me. He was, he's a dynamic man and a very accomplished and talented actor. And he was welcoming while being challenging. And I was fortunate, that period of my life was early of '04 was when we shot that. '02 is when Christmas of '02 is when they canceled Firefly. '03 was a tough year for me. I didn't work that much. And so by '04, when Joss was getting the indications that he was going to maybe be able to do the movie Serenity, and then finally did get that going, I was almost pretty much flat broke by spring, early '04, early '04, I was dead. And he fortunately called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, look, I got this character, I'll play it." And so that really carried me forward enough so that I could prepare for Serenity and do it the way I thought it should be done. But I had the advantage of coming onto that set as a guest actor for a 4-episode arc at the end as someone who was already in Joss's family. So I felt confident standing on that set and not having to worry about being insecure with an established show, with established characters, established crew, and Boreanaz, basically leading the way. And so I was able to get in his face a bit. It didn't bother me. I said, well, Joss is giving me carte blanche here, so I'm just going to fuck with you. Sorry, kids. Sorry. Pardon my French. But that's what I was thinking. But once I did that, once I broke through that and showed no fear, it was very embracing for him, for me. And it shows respect. I mean, that's what you want. You want to be able to do that with your actor buddies. And it worked because he offered me the part in just a one-off in Bones, and I got to do that with him. But that was all. He drove that. He said, "I want him for that part." So, comparing two parts?
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you want to address
One
that,
was
comparing
another.
the two parts.
Yeah. I never played a villain.
Hi, my name's Tony. My question is, especially when you play a character as often as you do on a running series like Chuck, do you ever find that character, because you seem very different from Casey as far as I always see you smiling and very happy, and you don't seem to grunt a lot of people.
That's because he pays well.
Do you ever find that character I guess leeching into your real life? Do you ever wake up in the morning and have your wife say good morning and you just go,
My wife is probably, she's a very wonderful woman who's tolerated me all these years. I can't imagine being married to me. The way she has, but if there's one thing I wish that we had on Chuck, is a consistent technical advisor, because there's some mistakes that we made with weapons training that I'm trying to correct more diligently now with some training programs that I've found, just to make it as authentic as possible. So there's some missteps, but you get you get a little lazy because you think, oh, it's a comedy, who cares? It's the fun bus. You get on the fun bus. Oh, it's the plastic gun. No, don't worry about it. No, it's okay. And Chuck still has just a dart gun. Yeah. And why doesn't Casey just blast that guy? Blasted people in the. So I say this right. Don't feminize it, damn it. And what do? They give me a kid. This is our last season. I think.
It's 10 till 3, so we should...
Perfect. So we have time for 4 more questions.
I actually have 2 questions.
Oh, one's not really a question, it's the 6 degrees thing, I found it.
Okay.
But, I'm a huge fan.
Wait a minute. Well, how many degrees of separation are there between Adam Baldwin and Kevin Bacon?
Oh, Kevin Bacon was in Taking Chance with Matthew Morrison. Matthew Morrison was in Numbers with Judd Hirsch, and Judd Hirsch was in Independence Day with you.
You can't do TV shows, it just has to be movies.
Sorry.
Marty rule.
Okay.
I loved your work. I like
Kevin Bacon was in. Kevin Bacon was in, there's a Will Smith connection. Wasn't he? Let's see. Kevin? Yeah, Kevin. There's a connection with Will Smith because of Independence Day that was. I think it's only one. We can get it out to one. I just haven't really sussed it out yet.
I love doing the X-Files, and I don't know if you know this, but Nathan Fillion stated he's trying to buy the rights to Firefly to get it rebooted. So, like,
You just get here?
like, you drop Chuck to, like, would you just leave Chuck to go back to Firefly? Out of here.
Hey, Warner Brothers, guess what? No. Like I said, pays better. No, but given the opportunity to do Jane again, I would jump at the chance. But look, next question.
Hi, my name is Miriam. Any chance of seeing you on Castle? Oh, basically saying, please do Castle.
Yeah, I think there's always an opportunity for that. You're allowed to do, contractually you're allowed to do episode, or I think up to a 4-episode arc on another network. So that's a possibility, or a one-off.
So we should harass Nathan on Twitter then?
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, that's the venue to get him on. Do that.
I want to say thank you again for showing up today.
Appreciate it.
Happy Father's Day to you. Yo, happy Father's Day to all daddies over now. You, my man, not just a father, you're a big daddy. He's a special man to be a daddy, we're all daddies. But I just want to ask you, since you happen to be at Comic-Con, and ask a personal question, Marvel DC, are you a comic book fan? Marvel DC?
Dark Horse. We have time for one more question. Close one? Want to follow that? No, he's not a chicken. Where's your fizz? Oh, okay. What's your name?
My name's Slam. I know that you get asked for hugs a lot,
Yeah.
and you have to act like you like doing it. Do you prefer giving hugs to your female fans or your male fans? Or are you just looking for opportunity? Or should you just stay the bunker?
Well, you know, there's the manly hug, which is the hey, pat, pat. Yeah. So there's that, and I guess, obviously, as we approach this, you have an equal opportunity hugger. Starting at the end. That's not good. We need to go out with a bang.
Wiener cake. I follow you on Twitter. Thank you for keeping me safe.
You know, hugs are an expression of love, and I love you all. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Adam Baldwin!
Best panel ever.